Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing? Um, what we're going to talk about right now is the continuation on what is going on in the UK. And then later on today, we are going to venture off and talk about what's happening in another country, okay? The riots are still continuing. Okay, I don't personally know or think that this is going to stop anytime soon. Okay, these protesters set an asylum center in infamous hotbed Rotherham on fire. An asylum center. Were there patients in there? I don't know. It's just the point. Okay. Now, have you guys ever heard of the website? It's called the Daily Mail. It's a UK based website, okay? And I frequent this website. I happen to like it very much. It's not just news that's based out of the UK. They also do United States stuff too. They actually doxed um, a activist. His name is Tommy Robinson. He was vacationing with his wife and his three kids, and they doxed like where he was vacationing and stuff like that. And it's like, really, man, you have nothing better to do. It's actually turned me off of the Daily Mail. Why would you go and do this? This guy is an activist. He stands for peace, he stands for unity and things like that. But anyway, so Tommy was being interviewed by Alex Jones, and he actually predicted that he will be imprisoned by the UK regime once again. And these armed Muslim groups are roaming the streets in Middlesbrough, attacking Englishmen, while the police are cracking down on what PM Starmer is calling far right thugs. First of all, stop calling them far right or far left. Thugs are thugs, regardless of where they stand on a political spectrum. Okay? There is, in my opinion, a revolution that is brewing in Britain. Okay. We're going to watch a video. We're going to actually watch a few videos today, in this video and in the next video that's coming up at 6 o'clock. And the reason why I'm showing you all of these videos is because I think it's extremely important that you see with your own eyes what's really going on in other parts of the world. Okay. Because to hear about it, yeah, okay, fine, but to actually see it with your own eyes, it's a whole like other level. You know what I'm saying? So watch this with me.
3 million, 4 million views. Each time I've talked to protesters going out on the streets, I've appealed for calm, said that please don't commit violence. Do not attack individual police officers, because even though the police are oppressing us, we in Britain have been oppressed for decades by our own police force. They treat us totally different to how they treat the Muslim community, and the whole country and the whole world now know it. Yeah. So their option is to build me up as the face of it. All the riots are going on, all the trouble's going on, and then they want me to be the fall guy. All I've done is act as a journalist, and as a responsible journalist, I investigate everything I put out. I appealed for calm in all these demonstrations, and the last two events I've held, Alex, have had over 130,000 people involved and no arrests, no violence, no trouble, because we planned them, okay? What you're seeing now is not planned. It's like a rudderless ship. It is chaos in every town and city. And what Keir Starmer has done is pour petrol on the fire. They're talking about me stoking up. They're saying I'm stoking up. All I'm sharing is what's happening in each town and city and explaining why the British public are angry and giving them the reason why they're doing it and talking about it whilst condemning the violence at the same time. Now, what Keir Starmer's done and what their government's policy is failed to listen. They could have come out and said, like they've done with Black Lives Matter, okay? They could have come out and said, we fully understand your fears. We understand your anger. We need to work together as a country to solve this. They didn't. They come out, they arrested nans, they arrested mums, they beat and threw English women on the floor. They tried to crush anyone standing up to talk about fears for their children. That's what they done. And they labelled every single person involved in any of these protests as far right.
So now migrant hotels in Rotherham and Tamworth is one word, they were actually set on fire by angry mobs too. So watch this. So the police, they are making arrests. They're charging people. There's convictions that is going to be following. Okay, and this is all being said by the PM. And this guy, this prime minister, he has been nicknamed called two-tier cur or Kier, whatever, for the blatant two-tier policing in the UK that lets one set of groups, if you will, get away with whatever crimes they feel like committing today. And they let them off the hook with literally a smack on the hand, while pursuing the Brits with severity. So then you have the Muslim Defense League. They are roaming the streets in English towns, looking for so-called thugs, or far-right thugs, as they're being referred to as, to attack, as documented here in this thread. Look. Now, these mobs of men, Muslim men, are targeting lone protesters in Middlesbrough. So here, watch these with me.
We're not sheep, we're not supposed to get told.
In other towns as well.
I've seen this one. We're going to be doing anyway. We'll be doing that all day.
We don't need you, we got ourselves, mate.
That's
cold. You know what I mean? You don't stop this shit. We don't need to stop, mate. We need to write them off.
It doesn't matter where this comes from. Yeah, we come from everywhere.
Yeah, give it a month.
Yeah, we come from everywhere. Yeah, we come from everywhere. Yeah, that's right. We don't have to ask where we come from.
Yeah, but listen, look, we've got our own thing. We can do what we want to do. At the end of the day, when you don't leave, no one, these are going to be pissed off coming around to grab someone, yeah? We're not letting that happen.
It's all gone outside.
You leave at a certain time, right? You clock off at a certain time, even if you don't all the time. Yeah, we know you're going to have cops, but it still doesn't matter. The fact
You from round here?
They could do something.
You from round here? Yeah, what about you? From Bolton? Yeah. You live round here though?
They're all neighbourhood officers, man. They work in Bolton.
I know you've done your time now, innit? Let's do our time now. You've done your time now, innit?
What do you mean?
Let's do our time
No,
now.
Toro, there's no point. It's not good to them.
In a
Let's
peaceful
stay quiet
manner.
and do our own shit.
We got our own money, you see.
That's what we're going to fucking do.
We're not here to cause trouble, we're just here to protect our community. You know what I mean? We're just No, not really. We're just countering.
Yes, you're not
So you guys going to go or what?
Nah, you're not gonna go. We ain't going nowhere. We live here.
So that's what I'm saying. If they're allowed to
Now
do
it's a
trouble
pride
in the
time. How are we going to
be
go?
fucking racist.
It's a pride time.
And we're not going to be
How
free
we
in
gonna
our
go?
own fucking area. Are you fucking stupid? Yeah, are you? just send it out your phone now. They're allowed to travel all around the country. Look, even he knows his fucking real life.
Yeah, you do, man.
You know.
What a coconut. You coconut.
You make yourself that.
Coconut. Rain from outside.
So then listen,
Why from inside?
don't listen, it doesn't matter.
From me.
They're allowed to travel all around the country and be racist.
And someone posted this video on Discord. Do you know what Discord is? Discord is like it's like I wouldn't call it social media. I wouldn't. But a lot of like dark webish people use it. I'll just say that, dark webish, okay?
Be in no doubt,
I was shocked.
those that have participated in this
the killing of
violence
George Floyd
will face the full
and the
force
response
of the law.
President Trump
The
and
police
the US
will be
authorities
making arrests.
to the peaceful
Individuals
protests,
will be
to
held
people
on
rightly
remand.
demanding justice.
Charges will follow,
been an affront to
and
humanity.
convictions will
The last
follow.
week has shone a
I
spotlight
guarantee
on the racism,
you will regret taking part in this
discrimination
disorder,
and injustice
whether directly
experienced
or
by
those
those
whipping
from
up
black
this
and
action
minority ethnic
online
communities
and then
in the
running
US,
away themselves.
in the UK,
This is
and
not
across
protest.
the world.
It is
Martin
organised,
Luther King
violent
said,
thuggery.
injustice anywhere
And it has no
is a
place
threat to justice
on our
And in another report, I read that the rioting and the unrest that is continuing in the US, or sorry, in the UK, as these Muslim groups that are armed with clubs, machetes, were given free rein to hunt these far right, protests. And Elon Musk delivered a verbal spat, if you will, with the prime minister. And Tommy Robinson warned that they may try to go after and try to hurt or kill or whatever Elon Musk, because he spouted off at the mouth, if you will, right? So then British police, they began arresting people, Brits, for making social media posts or Facebook posts, whatever post, while these groups are attacking Englishmen with impunity. So then the Prime Minister says that he's calling this unrest not protest, but pure violence, announcing a standing army of public duty officers to combat the uprising. Watch.
Be in no doubt, those that have participated in this violence will face the full force of the law. The police will be making arrests, individuals will be held on remand, charges will follow, and convictions will follow. I guarantee you will regret taking part in this disorder, whether directly or those whipping up this action online and then running away themselves. This is not protest. It is organised, violent thuggery, and it has no place on our streets or online. Right now, there are attacks happening on a hotel in Rotherham. Marauding gangs intent on law-breaking, or worse. Windows smashed, fire set ablaze, residents and staff in absolute fear. There is no justification, none, for taking this action, and all right-minded people should be condemning this sort of violence. People in this country have a right to be safe. And yet, we've seen Muslim communities targeted, attacks on mosques, other minority communities singled out, Nazi salutes in the street, attacks on the police, wanton violence alongside racist rhetoric. So no, I won't shy away from calling it what it is, far-right thuggery. To those who feel targeted because of the colour of your skin or your faith, I know how frightening this must be. I want you to know that this violent mob do not represent our country, and we will bring them to justice. Our police deserve our support as they tackle any and all violent disorder that flares up. Whatever the apparent cause or motivation, we make no distinction. Crime is crime, and this government will tackle it. Thank you. So, 2 questions, Rob.
Yes, we've seen a hotel being set fire to and evidence there being broken into. Can you say that the policing operation has been a success, and what more can the government do to stop this?
Well, as a government, we've had meetings all weekend and in the latter part of last week with law enforcement, with police, to make sure the necessary support and arrangements are in place. We do have standing arrangements for law enforcement, which means that we can get arrests, charged, remands in custody and convictions done very quickly. I myself was part of that in 2011 when I was Director of Public Prosecutions, and I'm determined we will do whatever it takes to bring these thugs to justice as quickly as possible.
Do you believe everyone that is taking part in this disorder is part of the far right? And do any of the scenes we are seeing at the moment give you pause for thought about divisions in the country or how you approach other broader domestic policy areas?
If you target people because of the colour of their skin or their faith, then that is far right, and I'm prepared to say so. But it doesn't matter what apparent motivation there is. This is violence. It is not protest. It doesn't matter what the motivation is. The motivation for the vast majority of people in this country is to see their streets safe. And that's what I'm determined that we will deliver. Thank you.
Prime Minister, is it possible that tougher sentences could be given out to rioters, as they were in 2011, to act as a deterrent?
I think there needs to be the full force of the law. And I think it needs to be swift. What happened in 2011 was that we were able to see individuals who took part in violence, arrested, charged, remanded and convicted very swiftly. Standing arrangements are in place for that, and we will do whatever it takes to ensure that the message is absolutely clear that if you're taking part in this violence, you will regret it and you'll be brought to justice as quickly as possible. Thank you very much.
I had a COBRA meeting this morning, which was an opportunity that I took to thank the police for their work over the last few days, to express my support for the police officers who have been injured and the communities impacted by this mindless thuggery. There are a number of actions that came out of the meeting. The first is we will have a standing army of specialist officers, public duty officers, so that we'll have enough officers to deal with this where we need them. The second is we'll ramp up criminal justice. There have already been hundreds of arrests. Some have appeared in court this morning. I've asked for early consideration of the earliest naming and identification of those involved in the process who will feel the full force of the law. And thirdly, I've been absolutely clear that the criminal law applies online as well as offline, and I'm assured that that's the approach that is being taken. Whatever the apparent motivation, this is not protest, it is pure violence, and we will not tolerate attacks on mosques or our Muslim communities. So the full force of the law will be visited on all those who are identified as having taken part in these activities.
And then you have the British government begin locking up people for wrong think online. Yeah.
Okay, so,
What do you mean I can't have any alcohol?
okay, well, I'll tell you. Okay, the time's 20 to 3, 14:40. I'm arresting you on suspicion of improper use of the electronic communications network. Under
What?
127 Communications Act, okay? So you do not have to say that that may harm your defence if you don't mention one question subject to later or in court. Anything you do say may be given evidence. Do you understand that?
So I'm actually being
You're
arrested?
going to be arrested, okay?
Right,
So
and
that's the police station.
Right.
You, okay, this is in relation to some comments that you've made on a Facebook page. Okay?
oh, really? Oh, it's a Facebook crime, is it?
Okay.
Right.
So we need to ask you some questions about that.
Right.
Have you got anything in your pockets?
I've got my keys. I got. No, that's about it. I think keys.
So, anyone who's been arrested, we can search them under Section 32 of the Policing and Evidence Act.
Right.
That's for dangerous items.
I mean, you said I was going to be arrested under some what information? I'm going to be arrested for posting on Facebook.
Made some comments that are offensive, obscene, and people have made complaints about that, and it's.
And can you tell me what this comment was?
Okay, well, we'll do that when we interview.
All right. And so, what am I going to be locked up for the night, or?
Hopefully not.
Right. Do I need to take my medications with me?
Yes, we will look at taking all of those.
When do you need to take them?
Well, I've got pain medications. I've got sleeping medication. I've got anxiety medications, which I might take one of those in a bit. Okay. You know.
Well, if we take everything with us, then you've got everything there, haven't you?
And then we've got a nurse up there. They'll be able to. They'll be able to come and see you, and then once you've been there, they can assess whether or not medication can be issued. All right. So what we're going to do is, you want to pop yourself up. We're just going to search.
You need the glasses.
Yeah, search you.
To come with you.
My glasses.
Yeah. Do you want to take them with you?
Because how dare anybody have a thought of their own? Stop thinking right now. Don't think now. Don't think in 5 minutes from now. Don't think ever again in your own head, because you don't know if you're going to catch a charge and be arrested for having a thought in your own head. How dare you? Stop it. Okay? That's how stupid. And if you think that it can't happen here, you just wait. All right, guys. I'm out of here. I will see you in the next one when we talk about another country that's being affected hugely right now. Okay, no, it's not Northern Ireland. Okay. I will see you guys in the next one. You stay safe, you stay positive, you keep prepping, and as always, fearless. Ciao.